Well, I'm delighted today to be speaking to Blake Noah at Park Eduardo here in central Lisbon. Great to see you, Blake.
Great to see you, David.
So we've had a great week here meeting various intermediaries around Lisbon. You yourself moved here about 18 months ago. Be great to hear a little bit more about how you find living in the city, your experience so far.
Yes. So I came from 10 years in China.
Yeah.
And Lisbon is quite the change from my lifestyle over there, from the life over there. A welcome change. One thing I didn't anticipate was the amount of activity in Portugal itself, in our industry. And the fact that many people, similar to myself, are in some way coming to Lisbon, whether that's a short-term stay or a long-term stay like us.
Lisbon seems buzzing and very international. Do you find people coming from all quarters to the city?
All four corners of the world. Yeah.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit about Palmela, which is the business you've set up here.
Yeah. At our core, we assist high net worth and entrepreneurs in the complexities that they deal with on a daily basis. That could be both on the personal side or on the corporate side.
So you're a regular visitor to London. I mean, what kind of intermediaries do you work there, and how are you trying to grow the business through London contacts?
Monthly basis up in London, and I have a big network in London thanks to you and PCD. Up in London, we see quite a few of clients that are utilizing either Luxembourg or Nexus into the United States, and then being American, that helps a lot to communicate with people.
Sure, and your background is in the art world. Do you see that as an interesting angle that you have, particularly around clients with luxury assets? It gives you a different perspective to someone who's perhaps grown up in the trust industry or in another sector, part of the wealth sector.
Exactly. For me, it's been a boon to get myself into the industry and open up doors. Quite often people want to speak about what they're passionate about. And for whatever reason, it opens up different channels in the brain. So people tend to share with me because we're talking about whatever they're passionate about, whether it's whiskey, wine, jewelry, cars, art, whatever. It just makes a different connection with them, and they tend to open up and build a level of trust.
And you mentioned about Luxembourg. I mean, you can provide a fund-based solution out of Luxembourg. I mean, perhaps you could expand a little bit on what kind of new business you see coming for that.
Well, what we see, the kind of most popular thing right now is these sub-threshold alternative investment funds. They're flying off the shelf.
So in quite a few of the meetings I've had this week, people have been talking about the impact of the golden visa, the changes to the visa. I mean, how do you see that? Are you still sort of optimistic about the international flows coming into Portugal for other reasons?
Very optimistic about Portugal as a base for Europe, for global citizens. The golden visa, yes, it is in question, but it hasn't been removed yet. If you have clients that are interested in proceeding with it, act sooner rather than later. Things will change, but they change everywhere in the world anyway. But
because the law's still going through the channels here, isn't it? Nothing's sort of finally decided.
Nothing's finally decided. So act now rather than later. But as a base of operations for either your personal side or have a back office, perhaps something that we use for Palmela here in Portugal, it's an excellent base for operating.
And so you still see enough momentum. The fact, even if that is cancelled and there is a window maybe to act, the longer term picture is still Portugal. Positive.
The Golden Visa program has brought a lot of attention to Portugal, a lot of positive attention to Portugal, and I think that's going to remain even if the program is removed in the future.
So there's links. So in the discussions I've been having this week, there's clear links between here and Brazil and certain African markets. I mean, what have you observed amongst the international connections out of Portugal?
On a granular level, we definitely see a connection between Luxembourg and Portugal. It's quite strong, and in fact, there's quite a few clients, real estate developers that are utilizing structures out of Luxembourg and UK here into Portugal.
Well, thanks, Blake. I recommend anyone interested in finding out more about Portugal reach out to Blake to find out more.